Hey there, it's Teresa here, and welcome to another episode of Conversations from My Couch. Hi, I'm Teresa Youngkin. I am a digital innovator and love all things technology, leadership, and you can find me here every Wednesday having a conversation from my couch about all things technology. All right, let's continue our conversation about Bitcoin, blockchain, and how they interact with Web3. So, a little bit of history. Are Bitcoin and blockchain the same? No, they are not. So let's break these down. What is blockchain? Now, blockchain is a technology that uses cryptography, math, and science to record transactions. And Bitcoin is a digital currency that records its transactions on the blockchain technology. Now, blockchain is one kind of digital ledger technology, and it consists of a list of transactions called blocks. And groups of transactional data are linked together. Now, these blocks are stored on networks of computers around the world, and these blocks are linked together securely using cryptography. There's a cryptographic hash of the previous block with a timestamp and a transaction data of when that new block was created. So they're each unique and linked. Now, because each block holds information about the previous block, they form a chain, and that's how we get the name blockchain. Now, the blockchain protocol was first introduced in 1982 by cryptographer David Chaum. Then in 1991, Stuart Haber, Scott Stanetta, and David Baer, they built on that original protocol to create what we now know as blockchain technology. Now, in 2010, this personality by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto, and I say a personality because people don't know if it's just one person or if it was a group of people, but Satoshi Nakamoto used this technological foundation to create Bitcoin. Now, it's kind of interesting because Accenture does this innovation adoption graph, and it shows that blockchain attained a 13.5% adoption rate within the financial services markets in 2016. And therefore, they call that the early adopters phase. So we, as a general public, are really just starting to hear about it now, but it had a 13.5% adoption rate in 2016. Think about that. So the early adopters phase is here, and that means it's coming. So let's talk about three traits of blockchain technology that make it desirable for transactions. Well, it has the characteristic of being decentralized, and it's decentralized because nobody owns it, right? It's not one company, it's not one individual. The transactions are held in networked computers, and those are called nodes. And those nodes reside around the world, and so not one entity owns the network. There is consensus governance, so no one person, company, or government can change or direct what the network does. Now, another characteristic is that transactions are based in transparency. So transactions are recorded on a public ledger and they're available for everybody to see. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody who sees it, your name is not on it. There are ways that there is anonymity in it, but at the end of the day, the transactions are being recorded in this public ledger so people can see those transactions, not necessarily who had the transaction or what happened. And lastly, it is immutable. And that means that the data is recorded and it can't be changed or modified. So because if you remember, it's got that cryptographic hash and all the pieces that can refer to the previous block. If one block on that chain is changed, that means the whole block changes. So people can see if there's been any funny business, right? That's what we're all worried about. Now, the uses of blockchain right now we're using it for currency, right? Things like Bitcoin. It's also being used for smart contracts and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Now, I'm sure you've heard a lot about NFTs and wondering what those are. We're going to talk about those in another conversation from my couch. Now, it's really important that you understand that there's another blockchain out there, and it's called Ethereum, and it's widely used. And the most common use of Ethereum is to support transactions that use smart contracts. So the characteristics of a smart contract are they are automatically executed and they have no discrepancies. So these smart contracts are based on if then that logic. Now, the use of Ethereum right now they're being used for flash loans, insurance, and for token swaps. Now, the initial uses for blockchain have always been in the financial realm, but it is now not hard to imagine how that blockchain ecosystem could be used to record marriage certificates, concert tickets, or music licensing. Remember, we talked about that last week. Now, it's really important to note that the Bitcoin blockchain and the Ethereum blockchain are considered level one blockchains. Now, that means the applications get built on these level ones. So it's not the same thing as Amazon, like the web services, but if you want to kind of get an example of something that's like that, think about Amazon, right? We build so many things are built on Amazon web services. It's the same thing. It's not the same thing. I shouldn't say that, but it's the same concept when it comes to these level one blockchains. People are building applications on top of them. So think about that. So next week, I just want to let you guys know that you're going to be hearing a lot of talk about the merge. And the merge is a technological upgrade for the Ethereum ecosystem. And I'm going to be talking more about the implications of that next week. It's kind of really exciting. Now, if you find this topic interesting and you want to know more about how this industry is going to affect your work or your life, you can sign up for a quick read of the day. Now, the quick read of the day, it's a curated news article about crypto and digital assets, and it takes less than 2 minutes to read. I deliver it to you via text, Monday through Friday, right to your phone. Easy peasy, pumpkin squeezy, right? So the link for that is in the description. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me here to learn more about the digital assets market and crypto. And I will catch you guys here next week, where we're going to be having another conversation from the couch about the merge. Peace.